In today's video we are at Ayr Livestock Market for the first Scotch Mule ewe lamb sale of the year. Now we're also going to see some Gimmers, Texels, Suffolks and various other breeds sold, but the flavour of the day is the Scotch Mule lambs. This will be the first sale I've vlogged since COVID, but hopefully we can have a packed house. So please do let me know in the comments if you want to see more from inside our livestock markets. And of course, if you like it, click that subscribe button, then just sit back and enjoy. Good morning sheep fans, Cammie's the name, sheep's the game, and it's great to be back at the sales. They're such a big part of the farming world. The social aspect is massive, and of course getting to see stock in their best condition going through the ring, it's just a joy. Not so much fun if you're trying to buy right now because prices are high, but it's great if you're selling. Now it's always very exciting coming to a sale, as I said, for the social aspect, and just seeing sheep sold excites me. Maybe that's sad. I think a lot of people are in the same boat, but I thought I'd just start the video by showing you very quickly the simple process of bringing sheep to a sale. Now, this isn't specific to Ayr, this is the same for any market you go to. It's the same process, everyone's there to help you, you just need to ask if you're unsure of anything. The first step of the sales process is of course to head to your auction market, and when you arrive you want to be looking for loading bays, something similar to these, usually found at the back of the market. Then it's just a simple case of reversing the trailer in whilst having some banter with other farmers. No, it's easy to film and reverse, you know.
Hey, I need a drone this morning.
Right?
Get escaped in a barley field by itself.
No easy to see in a barley field. Once in place, unload your sheep into the loading bay and then just wait for a member of market staff to approach you. From then on it's simply a case of stating your name, how many sheep you have, and they'll do the rest. Oh, and don't forget the paperwork.
Good man, thank you.
And no matter what market you go to, if you have any questions, just ask. Quite looking forward to watching a sale. I've not been at one for a while. So once you've dropped your sheep off at the back and you've spoke to the auctioneers, you've given them their movement form, the next process is to come here into the actual market itself and head for the office. That's the exit door though. Always go in the entrance door. And it's as simple as that, going in the correct door, into the office, and there'll always be someone here to help. There's even a bell if there's no one at the desk waiting for you. You tell them who you are, what you're selling, and they do the rest for you. And this is where the magic happens. Now I'm here very early to get some footage before anyone else is around. There's no one else in here just now. And this is a sale ring. This is very typical of a UK sale ring. The high bars around the side are from they're also selling cattle. Circular, so there's no corners for the stock to get stuck in as they run round the pen. Safe for the animal. And everyone sits up in tiered seating, kind of like an amphitheatre. Well, I suppose it is. And the lead role today will be Drew Kennedy. I think Drew is selling, I'm not sure. But it's as simple as that. No social distancing rules anymore, which is quite good. But hopefully we can have a packed house and have a really good sale. One of the many, many benefits, of course, of coming to Ayr is the fact it's right next to T.H. Jenkinson's. And I can get some new tyres on the trailer. Now for legal reasons, I'm not going to show you the tyres, but it needs some new tyres. So we're getting 3 new tyres. Drop the trailer off, we'll come back for it after the sale. Out the back in the pens, things are really starting to fill up now, and market staff are working very hard to get everyone's sheep penned up and ready for the sale. Now, as I said in the intro, this is mainly a sale of Scotch, Mule, Gimmers and ewe lambs. But we do have some big hitters in with some pedigree Texel ewes, as well as some Texel cross ewes. Now these Texel crosses will mainly be out of Scotch Mule mothers. However, that might not always be the case, and there's some cracking sheep for sale here at Ayr today.
Now you may have noticed that some of these sheep are a rather unnatural colour, and there's a reason for that, and I have a go at explaining why we do this.
Okay, so I don't want to disturb these lambs too much because they're going to be part of the show that's about to happen. I say show, there's a judge going to come round the pens very quickly, look round the pen, make his decision, and someone's going to be champion. We'll show you the champion pen once it's decided. But I know this is quite a strong pen from a good breeder, Peyton of the Craig. Always bring cracking lambs here to the sale. And I just wanted to explain very briefly some of the things that they do to these lambs. You may have noticed some of them are different colours, but there's more than that that's done to these lambs to make them look as special as possible for sale day. So the first thing is they'll run the clipper blades over their head, and that'll essentially brighten up the colours and sharpen up the colours on their hair. So if you imagine these lambs with these beautiful broken faces, so it's blacks and whites, if you trim the hairs that are on those heads, that makes those colours stand out and look much crisper and sharper, makes the sheep look brighter, and is great for the sale ring. The next thing they do with these lambs is they will shave up the neck to under the chin and a little blow behind the head. Now the reason they do that is to give that neck extra length. So again, it makes that lamb look longer, taller, stretchier, everything you want in a good breeding sheep. The next thing that's done to these lambs is their bellies will be shaved. Now you can't see it from this angle, and it's very difficult to actually notice. Your brain notices that their bellies are shown and it gives them extra height, makes them look longer of the leg and longer of the body. But you don't consciously notice the bellies are shown, but if you see lambs that don't have the bellies shown, you notice a difference straight away. It's all very subtle things that are done to make these lambs look as special as possible. And the most obvious thing that's done is the colour. And as you can see, these lambs have just a nice touch of colour there. Everyone has different ideas. You get some this colour, you get some that are much darker. Really, it's personal preference. It isn't going to make a difference. In my opinion, when you come to selling them, you're not going to add any value really by the shade that you use on your lambs because it just washes off anyway. But what that does is that'll help tighten up the wool. There might be a little bit of what's called a pearl dip included in that, which gives the wool a nice wee curl, tightens it up, makes it all look very even, hides any blemishes in the wool. And by that I'm not meaning they're trying to be deceptive about anything. They're just hiding any dirty marks they may have picked up or any anomalies in the wool that really are irrelevant to the ability of the sheep or how good a mother it's going to be or how good a breeder. But it makes them very uniform in the pen because they're all the same colour, as opposed to this one's nice and clean, that one's a little bit dirtier because it's been sitting in a sandy bank, etc, etc. Very uniform, crisp, sharp heads, shave the bellies. Quite often they'll square the tails as well. And there you have a fantastic pen of sheep. Very tough job being a judge because all the eyes are on you, everyone wants to win, everyone has their opinion of what the best pen is. But at the end of the day, it's the judge's opinion.
And with the show finished, it was time for the sale to start, and it was off to an absolute flyer with some pure Suffolk Gimmers.
680, 680, 680, 720, 720, 20, 25, 20, 720, and 720. There's one name. And 450. 600, 600, 600, 600, 600.
And after watching a few of these fantastic purebred sheep being sold, it was time to move on to the main event, the Scotch Mules.
Always brings the best of stuff off these spaces, guys. That's our champion pen here. Evenly judged by Mr. David Morrison of the Wines. kindly sponsored by Carl Billington. And here's our champion pen of Gimmers there, look at that. That champion pen of Gimmers, look at that. Beautiful pen. Strong Gimmers there, they'll give you the good alarms. What do you say? 250, 250, 200, 200, 180 back, 185, retake, 5, 200, 5, 25, 25, 25, 5, 5, and better, 200, 5, 25, 25, 10, 210, 15, 250, 215, 20, 225, 225, 225, 225, 5, 25, 225, 225, 5, 25, 225, 225, 225, 225, all right, then it goes there, 225, the champions there, 225, 555, 225, 525, 225, at 225. Who's the almond? Well, braced up it again. Look at Alison takes it again. Look at that. Look at the cars and scanning left there. And again, 220, 200. Is it? 200 about 250, 250, at 215. 0,
The sale is off to an absolute flyer with some really high prices, and it's not showing much sign of slowing down.
At 235. 178, 178, 178, 878, 178, 178.
Once the 2-year-old ewes, or Gimmers as we call them, were finished selling, it was on to the main event for this sale, which is these Scottish Mule ewe lambs. Now this sale here today, Ayr, is probably one of the most expensive mule ewe lamb sales in Scotland, and as you're about to see, this year was no different.
135, 135, 135, 140, 5, 150, 150, 155, 155, 158, 158, 158, 158, 158, 160, 160, 160, 162, 162, 162. You got all together. 162, 162, at 162.
Now if you recognise this pen, then well done. They're the lambs we looked at before the sale, and they ended up being reserve champion today. So let's see how they sold.
145, 50, 5, 60, 165, 165, 180, 180, 180, 180, at 180. That's the bell. $142, 142, 5, 145, 145, 8, 148, 148, 148, board meeting, 148, 148, 50, 150, 150, 150, at 152. 152, 152, 152, only go at 152, 152. Again. Thank you, Ben.
But the fun didn't end with the mule ewe lambs being sold. We also had this cracking pen of Kerry Hill mules from the Dalwine Kerry Hill flock. Fantastic pen of sheep, something very different that I have never seen before, and let's see what the buyers think. How much will they sell for?
120, 120, 120, 125, 125, 130, 5, 8, 130, 140, 142, 142, 145, 148, 150, 150, 150 beds, 150, 150, 152, 152, 152, 5, 158, 158, 160, 160, 2, 162, 162, 162, 5, 165, 165, 8, 168, 168, 168, 168, don't lose them there, 168, 168, 170, 170, 170, 170, get on the rest of this, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, you get the most of it.
And just like that, the sale is over. Hope you enjoyed that little run through. Now, I have done something I wasn't planning to do. I've bought some sheep. Only 4 from a friend who was reducing his numbers, saw an opportunity to do a good thing, and I bought 4 sheep. Now we need to get them home. So you're going to see the process of getting sheep home from the market after you've bought them. I don't have any footage of this, but I've been in and paid for them there and then. Always the best way if you can. Saves any interest racking up. Over to Jenkies. Got my trailer. Nice new tyres on it. Ready to roll. Let's go and pick these sheep up. Oh! Too far for the gate, but I'll come back. Bro. Just definitely. They'll stick out in the field. My mother will not be able to hide them from my mother, these ones. I'll just wait for that single. No panic, no panic. So, here's 3 of them. 3 nice Texel sheep. There'll be, yeah, one's a 1 crop ewe and the other 2 are Gimmers. They'll leave a nice Texel lamb. My bad. Good that having 2 gates. Handy having 2 gates there. Shh. That's it. This is how I spend my life now. I've got to do everything with one hand. Well, Lizzie does it. She's only 38 weeks pregnant, Ken. I need a couple of weeks in her yet. How about I'll hold the gate and some service you get to air, innit? Some service you get to air. Some game. Right, we'll see you later. Cheers. And just like that, we're loaded up. Let's get these sheep home and go on to the next job. See you for the next one, sheep fans. I hope you enjoyed that. I was just talking about big names. Big names that may appear at the sale. And look who turns up. Not sure about the motor though, mate. Whose is that? Melton's?
Martin's, I didn't pick up off.